Hello YouTube, my name is Bookie and I am back. Today I'm going to do a Barnes& and Noble haul. But before I get started with that, I'm here to let you all know that in a few weeks I will be doing my book review on Every Thug Needs a Lady by 𝔹𝕠𝕠𝕜𝕚 Clark. And as you can see how much I have read right there. Still got a long ways to go. But like I said, I could tell 𝔹𝕠𝕠𝕜𝕚 Clark, she's a good author. But we'll get to that in a few weeks. Cause I got a lot to say about this book. Anyway, starting off, my order from Barnes & Nobles came to, let's see. My order from Barnes & Nobles came to $56.03. I believe they had a 50% off sale. And it had been a while since I bought any books from Barnes & Noble. And this time, I decided to buy some adult books and YA books. Let's see, the first book that I want to talk about is titled Life After Death by Sister Soldier. Now, I bought this book because I believe back in 2010, I read her book, The Coldest Winter Ever. And for a long time, I have noticed that her book has been popular. When I read it, I could remember a few things about it, but not a whole lot. I believe in the book, it was about this girl named Winter Santiago. And her father had been, he got locked up. Well, the authorities locked him up because he was selling drugs. Her mama ended up going crazy. I think she ended up cutting all her hair off. And I think Winter and her sisters, or at least her, I don't know how many sisters she had. I know she had another one. I think they ended up getting locked up in foster care or living with someone else. But anyway, Winter, she became wild. I know she got with one guy, and she called him her boyfriend. And then I know another point in the book, she went to this, I think, concert, and they had some kind of contest. I believe you had to look a certain kind of way. If you looked a certain kind of way, you got to sleep with the rapper who was entertaining that night. And I think she won. And so what she did, I thought this was very stupid. I think she went and slept with this guy who she thought was the rapper, but it was somebody else. So the contest was, I believe, if you look a certain way, you get to spend time with the rapper who was entertaining that night. So she won, and she went in this dark room with somebody else and ended up sleeping with him. And she ended up getting pregnant for him. And the sad part about it, I believe in the book it was mentioned that if her boyfriend at the time would have found out, he probably would have hurt her some kind of way. I don't know to what extent, but that probably would have happened. And I think the book ended with her going to jail for shoplifting. Now, I don't know if that's all information is correct, but that's what I remember. And I think I read that book in 2010. This book, I heard this, is about her sister. And I have heard most of that. A lot of people don't like it. That's their review. It's not my review. But the synopsis says, a sequel 20 years in the making, Winter Santiago is back. 20 years ago, Sister Soldier's debut novel, The Coldest Winter Ever, became a best-selling cultural phenomenon. Readers fell in love with the unforgettable Winter Santiago, daughter of a prominent Brooklyn drug-dealing family, who captivated her lovers, friends, and enemies with her sexy street smarts. For 2 decades, readers have begged for answers about what happened to Winter. I knew the last thing I knew was she went to jail. Now all is revealed in Sister Soldier's page-turning sequel filled with her trademark passion, danger, temptation, and adventure. With her jail sentence coming to a close, Winter is ready to step back into the spotlight and reclaim her throne. And that's all they say. Now, like I said, I heard it was about her sister, but in the synopsis, she's gonna be in here apparently at some part in the book or some parts. So we should see. But yeah, Life After Death by Sister Soldier. And that book cost me $13.50. Okay, another book I bought is called 𝔹𝕠𝕠𝕜𝕚 is Here. And I bought this book because I had wanted to get free shipping. The cover is pretty, but I wasn't really interested in it. But the synopsis, I think it did sound a little interesting. But let me read it. Stand up, speak out, stay true. Ever since her family moved to Texas from Pakistan when she was a baby, 17-year-old 𝔹𝕠𝕠𝕜𝕚 has only ever called Corpus Christi home. Being the only Muslim girl at her conservative Catholic school, blending in is not really an option, especially with people like Tyler Benson always tormenting her. Sound like some bullying there. But one day, Tyler takes things too far by defacing 𝔹𝕠's locker with a racist message, which gets him suspended. As an act of revenge, Tyler and his friends vandalized the Hussein's house with Islamophobic graffiti, which leads to a violent crime that puts 𝔹𝕠 and her family's entire future at risk. Now she must choose between fighting to stay in the only place she's ever called home and losing the life she loves and everyone in it. 𝔹𝕠𝕠𝕜𝕚 is Here is a timely, intimate novel about what it means to be an immigrant in America today and the endurance of hope and faith in the face of hate. So let's see. Let me reread it. Let me reread this again and let me get my thoughts on it. So when I'm guessing, by her being Muslim, she's being tormented by a guy, possibly other peers, some of her other peers, because she's Muslim. And I guess a whole lot of events are going to happen throughout the story. And I don't know how it's going to end, but I'm going to do a book review on this one also, don't worry. Matter of fact, I'm going to do a book review on all these books. Just give me time. Next book. Now this one, I remember the library got a copy of this book last year. Well, my local library. And I was going to read, but at the time I was reading other books. So I ain't had time to get to this one. This is another YA book, I believe. And it's called The Black Flamingo. A novel by Dean Atta. And I paid, for the 𝔹𝕠𝕠𝕜𝕚 is Here book, I paid $9.49. And for this book, I paid $9.49. And what drew me to this book was the cover. You know, it looks like a guy, he's going to possibly be doing drag. I'm not sure, but let's read the synopsis. Michael is a mixed-race gay teen growing up in London. All his life, he's navigated what it means to be Greek, Cypriot, and Jamaican, but never quite feeling Greek or black enough. As he gets older, Michael's coming out is only the start of learning who he is and where he fits in. When he discovers the drag society, I was right, he finally finds where he belongs and the Black Flamingo is born. Told with raw honesty, insight, and lyricism, this debut from acclaimed poet 𝔹𝕠𝕠𝕜𝕚 explores the layers of identity that make us who we are and allow us to shine. Now, I ain't gonna lie, I think I do remember reading a synopsis on this book. So that's how I think I figured out that he, you know, kind of wants to dabble in drag. But I was, how should I say it? I really do like how the cover looks. It's interesting to me. But like I say, we go get a book review. Well, y'all get a book review. Now I'm gonna do the book review. Now this next book, Muted. I paid $9.49 for this book. I was also drawn to the cover. It's called Muted, in a novel in verse by Tammy Charles. Look how beautiful that is. And this is synopsis. This is the synopsis. Be bold, get seen, be heard. For 17-year-old Denver, music is everything. Writing, performing, and her ultimate goal, escaping her very small, very white hometown. So Denver is more than ready on the day she and her best friends, Dolly and Shaq, sing their way into the orbit of the biggest R&B star in the world, Sean Mercury Ellis. Mer gives them everything, parties, perks, wild nights, plus hours and hours in the recording studio. Even the painful sacrifices and the lies the girls have to tell are all worth it. Ooh. Until they're not. Denver begins to realize that she's trapped in Merc's world, struggling to hold on to her own voice. As the dream turns into a nightmare, she must make a choice, lose her big break or get broken. Inspired by true events, Muted is a fearless exploration of the dark side of the music industry, the business of exploitation, how a girl's dreams can be used against her, and what it takes to fight back. So, from what I gather from reading that synopsis, she's going to become famous singing, and she's going to have to do different things in order to stay famous. Some of the things, you know, she might be all right with, but I'm guessing most things she would not be all right with. So, we should see. And the last book I bought, it's called I'm Not Dying With You Tonight. And it's by Kimberly Jones and Gilly Siegel. And I paid, let's see, $8.99 for this book. And this is the cover. Let me fix it. Hold on. This is the cover. Okay. The synopsis says, Lena and Campbell are not friends. Lena has her killer style, her awesome boyfriend, and a plan. She knows she's going to make it big. Campbell, on the other hand, is just trying to keep her head down and get through the year at her new school. When both girls attend the Friday night football game, what neither expects is for everything to descend into sudden mass chaos. Chaos born from violence and hate. Chaos that unexpectedly throws them together. They are not friends. They hardly understand the other's point of view, but none of that matters when the city is up in flames and they only have each other to rely on if they're going to survive the night. So what I gather, this sounds like scenario. This sounds like a situation I have heard before. You know, two girls, they are like maybe completely opposite, or they just start off not even being friends. At some point, these two girls, let's see, their names are Lena and Campbell. They are going to become friends, all because they're going to be in trouble together. And maybe the situation is going to bring them close together, you know, make them friends. So that's what I'm gathering from that book. Let's see. And I think that was it in my box. So, thanks for tuning in. And I also want to thank the 5 people that watched my last video. You know, I know my videos are a little rough around the edges, but I have not been doing YouTube very long. I did start off with a makeup channel years ago. And I started doing pretty good with it, but I only got up to 41 subscribers. Hopefully with this channel, I could soar. But like I said, in a few weeks, I will be back with my review on, let's see, make sure I get the title right. Every Thug Needs a Lady. And I promise you, it will be better than the last review. So please like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in a few weeks. Bye.